Comes an owl. Comes an owl vomiting pellets. Comes an owl birthing bones. Comes an owl, an eidolon. Comes an owl among burned out stars. Comes an owl that burned in the now. Comes an owl in a different dimension. Comes an owl of dreamland laughter. Comes an owl there again. Comes an owl at the limits. Into the empire of the dead, of the mole and the worm, the toil of the tree inserts the powers of a strange subterranean will. Paul Valery. By a route obscure and lonely, haunted by ill angels only, where an eidolon named Night on a black throne reigns upright. Edgar Allan Poe. Subterranean. The mole noses into a hole and dements it. I see the dead in the mole hole. He may be my hostage. Unwilling guest, hostile at the doorway of the willing. I see the arm of the chair, but not the chair. I see only peripherally. The effects which make use of light. One effect is a dull metal penknife. Each blade's nail mark is an impressed into smile for a fingertip. The small spay blade turned outward from its slotted bed. Ends in a broken tip that might fit into a screw's slot. One effect is a wallet, black leather, a crinkly skin of enwrapment breathes through empty card slits. One effect is a bottle of cologne. I fingered the stench along my neck in the mirror. Oh, the black calf standing on one leg. Oh, the dry fly in a sill in a peaking crown of legs. Warm this week, middle happiness in walking a dog. I am alive and questions are more contrived under that condition. The dog keeps lifting his leg to lean into the thing he would invisibly sign. An ending scrap of sunlight beneath a pecan tree. Remnant of its orchard. It will be a memory of a scrap of light, not so much useful as available, whirling. The nutty debris of limbs discarded ineffectually to the soil. Animals in emaciated limbs anonymously look outward from the nether, mouthing their fading needs to each other because they have no discreet walls against which to reverberate their private atrocities. Placeless grief revs in the queasy sweet flowers in the obscuring canopy. net to catch the weightless junk falling from above. Night fully named, the huge, tangled patriarchy of branches, the stars tingling, irretrievable. Comes an owl, vomiting pellets, birthing bones, an eidolon among burned-out stars that burn in the now. In a different dimension of dreamland laughter, there again at the limits, now I know nothing is unspeakable. Now I know nothing is contained. I swing toward the negative space of the outlines of homes, blue auras in windows, a marigold resonance in yards, the immaculate pretense the hostage wants, wreaths for a welcome. Worms seize leaves and other objects, not only to serve as food, but for plugging up the mouths of their burrows. And this is one of their strongest instincts. Not only leaves, but petioles of many kinds, some flower peduncles, often decayed twigs of trees, bits of paper, feathers, tufts of wool, and horsehairs are dragged into their burrows for this purpose. Charles Darwin, The Formation of Vegetable Mold. Friable. Slippage in mindlessness. Earthworms oscillating. Earthworms in permanent night. Earthworms in loam. Earthworms in humus. Earthworms skeletal free. Earthworms automatons. Earthworms contracting. Earthworms in two-hearted motility. Earthworms conduits. Earthworms breathing through skin. Earthworms, mediation of segments. Earthworms, everything unfolds. Earthworms, incrementally. Earthworms in a narrow now. Earthworms in space. Earthworms in a galaxy. Earthworms in perlite scatter. Earthworms in a descending nebula. Earthworms of roots. Earthworms beneath the ceiling. Earthworms in the rhizome. They are plugging holes with surface debris. They are plugging holes with leaves. They are plugging holes with petioles. They are plugging holes with flower peduncles. They are plugging holes with decayed twigs. They are plugging holes with bits of paper. They are plugging holes with feathers. They are plugging holes with tufts of wool. They are plugging holes with horsehairs. And deeper, making a rich bed of castings everywhere, upon which are layered again sunlit surfaces. We prefer the sweet air. We confuse for the top, which we confuse for the sun. We prefer the sweet air. Slippage in mindlessness, earthworms oscillating, all is conduit, everything unfolds, perlite scatter, plugging holes, twigs of trees, horsehairs, sunlit surfaces. We prefer the sweet air. We prefer the sweet air. We confuse for the top, which we confuse for the sun. Pando. A red thought. A heat, yield across tree rings. Fire, delirium. Burned. who mean to continue, who came here to drink by the aspen clones with Elysium expectations, expectations annually entered. Yet it seems natural or harmonized not to do. Most of the luxuries of life are not to the aspen elevation you could have. To the aspen elevation you could have. You hear when you hear. You hear when you hear. You hear when you hear through your own ear. You hear when you hear through your ear. Not your ear, our own ear, our ear. You hear when you hear through our ear. In winter frost, in summer quaking, companion lives simplified against the frittering details, or so it seemed. It seemed these foils could teach. I spread. Elastic with the sun, white trunks growing through. Own decay, crude mass. Simplicity is fires, scorched bare is fires, scorched bare is fires, is fires, is fires. The hillsides is fires, is fires, scorched bare the hillsides to their edge, is fires, is fires, is fires, is fires, I spread, is fires, is spread, I spread, is fires, I fires, I fires, I spread, is fires, scorched bare the hillsides to their edge, yet no simplicity is barren, simplicity is built upon the soils of disintegration, soils of disintegration, soils upon the soils I spread a red thought, a heat yield across tree rings by the aspen clones, not to do. It seemed these foils could reach to the aspen elevation upon the soils, the soils, the soils. Sentimental music. What have we here on the pedestal in a museum of whimsies is a thing. See it? This is as far as we go. No admission paid. So we walk down to the mouth of the river drunk on champagne. And out on the ocean, we cannot see the lack. These brackets emptied. Yet now imagine the whale's baleen, how it nets a microcosm who become the singular strained mass mashed into a composition in your stomach's cockles. All of those musics are available at Fireside. Is it vulgar only because it when every song ever cataloged is in the wake of the tale and is lodged on the beach as ambergris? Is trash become treasure? The trash vortex in the gyre, the Japanese glass fishing floats in the lighthouse gift shop. We point at trinkets. Why? How? What was it we saw? Too late, the soft improvisational plinks began. Neither major nor minor, diatonic and not, the net, a new network. Frank and Herolia tease with a sense of kitsch, like a missing link from Bartok's Mikrokosmos, or a score for the mausoleum of dead whims. Though earnest and for less practiced, earnest hearing ears, it recoils with our cold intelligences, stabbing with its echoing singularities, building in modest fidelity to a peace. It is Bella and Heroia and Frank who play over each other in a broken andante until fine. On the peninsula of sand, starlight under a moon that absorbs its own light like a black hole. In the tall grass, a figure blinks. What is it? No admission. And a white silhouette is the entropy of loose velvet. What is it? A bird calls to the campfire. What is it? Two parallel dots move in motion on the night sky and vanish. What is it? No admission. A blinking light refracting frantically in the high gray cirrus. Something slingshotting. What is it? On the inky sky, a claw of stars. The infinite, the cave, the tread marks on the beach when we walk. At both peripheries of the sun, its dawns and its dusks, its solstices, the lace waves, the moon's nimbus, the flow-out tides, the distended winter erratic oysters with their black lace cilia, the sea oats arcing. Beneath it all is atonal music. As all of it turns through the ether singular, the same first steps, first notes in the middle, pressed between a pointing finger and a liking thumb. All right, that's good. All right. We hope it is brilliant naivete firing between the times of the piano score, not glissading, but glissandoing onto the glad companionship of poesis. This is our vomit.